We have already seen forward propagation. Now it's time to see backward propagation. The only difference in backward propagation is that we try to reduce the error or part, this that we called L. We are taking the same neural network as previous one, in the one that we did in forward propagation, and in that our L was 18.7%. Now to recalculate the weights to reduce the error is our motive of for backward propagation. The only additional amount of information that we have in backward propagation is the learning rate, which is given here as 0.2. Learning rate is the rate at which our gradient descent works. Gradient descent is the formula that we will be using on how to recalculate our weights. Gradient descent is the formula of gradient descent is basically omega nu is equals to omega minus learning rate multiplied by partial differentiation of error by omega. We are using the same neural network as before, but in this time, while recalculating the weights, ideally we should also recalculate biases to reduce the error to maximum. Whereas for ease of calculation, we will be neglecting or ignoring the biases and only focusing on recalculating the weights. To recalculate the weights using gradient descent, we will first recalculate the weight of omega 10. So omega 10 nu is equals to omega 10 minus learning rate del L by del omega 10. Now the main important part comes here, where we have to calculate the partial differentiation between L and omega 10. For that, we need to create a flow chart of how exactly we reach to L from omega 10. Omega 10 converts to Y. From Y we get sigma Y. From sigma Y we get L. Now that is the exact flowchart that we have made here. This flowchart is extremely important because this tells us exactly how we have to proceed with our partial differentiation. Using this flowchart, we can deduce how we will calculate del L by del omega 10. To calculate del L by del omega 10, that using the flowchart that we have here, we have del L divided by del of sigma Y multiplied by, using this sim, we have del L divided by del of sigma Y, the same thing that we have over here. Then we have del sigma Y divided by del Y multiplied by del Y divided by del omega 10. Now if we calculate it roughly, if we cancel out this term with this term and this term with this term, we are left with nothing but del L by del omega 10. So this, using chain rule and using this flow chart, we can make our calculations easier. Now we just have to calculate each of these terms to get our del L by del omega 10. Another important factor that comes into play in calculating del sigma Y by del Y is the formula that we will be using. The derivation of that formula we will be seeing later, but in short, del of anything of sigma of anything by del of anything is equals to sigma of anything multiplied by 1 minus sigma of anything. This is the formula that we will be using in calculation. So to see del L by del omega 10, we have here sigma Y minus YT. Ideally it should be mod, but since it's already 18.7, we don't need mod here. Divide by sigma Y. Del of sigma Y divided by del Y multiplied by del Y by del omega 10. Now if we calculate del L by del of sigma Y, it's 1. And if we calculate del of sigma Y by del of Y, using this formula over here, we get the answer is 0.25. And if we calculate del of Y by del of omega 10, we get over here as sigma of H22, which is equals to 0.808. Now putting all of these information that we have into this above formula, we get the value of del L by del omega 10 as 0.174. If we put this value in our previous formula over here, we get previous value of omega 10, which was 0.1, minus learning rate, which is 0.2, multiplied by del L by del of omega 10. del of omega 10, which is 0.174. So we get the new value of omega 10, which is 0.65. Using the same method, we will calculate for omega 9. And using the same method, we will calculate for omega 8. This is the calculation done to calculate new value of omega 9. And here we have the calculation for calculating the new value of omega 8. For omega 8, the flowchart becomes omega 8 contributing to H22, which contributes to sigma of H22, which contributes to Y, which contributes to sigma of Y, which contributes to L. The same flowchart we have over here. Omega 8 contributes to H22, making it sigma H22, making it Y, making it sigma of Y, making it L. Now using the chain rule, we have del L by del omega 8 as this value condensed in a chain rule. Del L divided by del Y. We have written directly del Y here instead of del omega Y because we had calculated del L by del Y in the previous calculations for omega 9 as well as for omega 10 as well. So we can just reuse the same value. Here we have, after calculating everything, our del L by del Y comes out to be 0.25. This is the same value that we can use for future uses as well. And here we have the rest of the calculations for del Y by del of sigma H22, del H22 by del of omega 8 and del sigma of H22 by del of H22. This was calculated again using the formula sigma H22 multiplied by 1 minus sigma H22. This, after putting all these values in our formula of chain rule, we get the value of del L by del omega 8, which comes out to be this. And we put that value in our gradient descent formula to get the new value of omega 8. The same procedure we do for omega 7, omega 6 and omega 5. As you must have noticed that we are moving layer by layer. We calculated for omega 10, then omega 9, and then we calculated for omega 8, omega 7, omega 6 and omega 5. We are done with 2 layers. This is the flowchart for omega 7. This is the calculation that we did to reach the new value of omega 7. This is the flowchart for omega 6. And this is our new value of omega 6. And over here we have the calculation done for omega 5. Our new value of omega 5 is 0.4957. We are done with calculations of layer 2. Now we will move to layer number 1. First we will be calculating omega 4. Now if we see here, omega 4 directly contributes to H21. And from H21 it contributes to sigma of omega 4 contributes to H12. H12 contributes to sigma of H12, which will contribute to H21 and H22, and then it will go to Y consecutively. Which means the flowchart for omega 4 will look something like this. Omega 4 contributes to H12, which contributes to sigma of H12. From here it bifurcates into 2 branches, H21 and H22, which consecutively go to sigma of H21, then Y, then sigma Y, then L, which is the error. And H22 goes to sigma of H21, then Y, then sigma of Y, then L, which is the error. If we write it in a crude format, we can write that del L by del sigma Y multiplied by del sigma Y by del Y del L by del of sigma H12, directly skipping all these steps and coming directly here. Then del of sigma H12 divided by del of H12 and del of H12 divided by del of omega 4. Now the only thing left to calculate is this big part, because here we have made a jump all the way from L to sigma of H12. To calculate this, we will have to apply a little bit of brain. As we can see here, the flowchart is branching off into 2 parts, which means that these 2 parts will be added to create del L by del of sigma H12. Here we have the bifurcation. Del L by del of sigma H12 is equals to del L by del of sigma Y, del of sigma Y by del of Y, del of Y by del of H1 sigma of H12, del of sigma H12 by del H12 and del H12 by del of sigma H12. The same thing that we have written in term 1 of this formula. Similarly, for the next branch, the same thing we have done for the second term of this big formula. After calculating every single multiplication term and putting it in their respective places and adding it with the every single other multiplication term and after putting them in their respective places, come up to the value of del L by del of sigma h12, which comes out to be 0.253, which we can put in our formula to get del L by del omega 4, which comes out to be 0.00275. Using this value, we can put that value in our gradient descent formula to get the new value of omega 4. The same branching effect will be done for omega 3, which contributes to h11, which contributes to sigma of h11, which then contributes to h21 and h22, to y and then to L. The same way for omega 2 and omega 1. This is the flowchart for omega 3 to calculate that we need to calculate the new value of omega 3. This is the flowchart that comes out when we need to calculate the new value of omega 2, and for omega 1 we have this flowchart. After calculating the partial differentiation using these flowcharts, we can put the values of all the partial differentiation in the gradient descent formula and calculate the new values of omega 1, omega 2 and omega 3. Now that we have all the new values of omega 1, 2, 3, 4 and all the way to omega 10, we can recalculate. Now we have all the needed information to recalculate our output using the given inputs, and we will have surely better accuracy than our previous error rate 18.7. Now ideally we do have to recalculate our inputs using all the new weights and new values of all the hidden layers to get our new value of y and then recalculate the error rate. That is how we have finished the complete circle of backpropagation.